I saw this article and I thought it's very important for me to keep you an update because this is going to give you more information about your investment, especially if you're an investor who is investing in MSTY ETF Spotlight, MSTY Best New ETF Nominee. This article came from ETF.com. ETF.com is one of the best websites that covers a lot of ETFs. The author of this is Kent Thune, and at the bottom, it's going to be very important information to know about MSTY. The YieldMax MSTR Option Income Strategy ETF, MSTY, a nominee for Best New ETF at this year's ETF.com award, is an innovative fund designed to generate high income through cover call strategy on MicroStrategy stock. Unlike traditional equity funds, MSTY employs an option-based approach to enhance yield while managing downside risk. This ETF caters to income-seeking investors who are comfortable with the trade-off of an options strategy and the volatility associated with MSTR's underlying stock. We look under the hood and explain the mechanics of MSTY, explaining its potential benefit and drawbacks to help investors determine if it aligns with their investment goals. How MSTY works. MSTY employs a cover call strategy, selling call options on MicroStrategy while maintaining exposure to the stock. By writing calls, the fund collects options premium, which serve as a source of income for investors. However, the fund's strategy also caps potential upside gains if MSTR stock price rises sharply. You know this, if MSTR rises sharply, for example, if it goes to, let's say, for example, 20%, MSTY might not keep up to that rise. It might go, let's say, to 15%, but you're getting the distribution regardless. The combination of a stock ownership and call options selling creates a balance between income generating and capital appreciation potential, making MSTY a unique addition to the ETF landscape. While the MicroStrategy Cover Call ETF can provide enhanced income generating while participating in MSTY upside potential, there are risks associated with the unique strategy that investors need to understand before buying shares. Here are pros and cons to consider. We start with pro number one is income generating. Pro number two is participation in MSTR upside, because whenever the underlying stock goes up, this ETF also will go up. Lower volatility. Cover call strategy can potentially reduce overall volatility of portfolio compared to direct holding MSTR shares, as option premium provide a small buffer against a price decline. Now, cons. Limited upside potential, as I've read before. If this underlying stock goes up sharply, this ETF might not keep up to that rise. Risk of loss. While cover call can provide some downside protection, they do not eliminate the risk of loss. If MSTR price declines significantly, the fund will still experience loss on MSTR holdings. An option premium received may not fully offset these loss. And this is what we call NAV erosion. Remember, your ETF might go down, and even though you receive a lot of dividend, but those distribution might not be able to keep up with the loss that you've lost. Complicity. Understanding cover call strategy requires some knowledge of option trading, which can be complex for some investors. High expenses. MSTY's 0.99 expense ratio can negatively impact overall return. Of course, these ETFs have higher expense ratio, but compared to how much you're making, MSTY right now pays, I think, average is over 100%, or even if it's 80%. So if you're paying 1%, I mean, from your portfolio that you're making 80% annual return or annual yield, you still be able to pay that and have massive amount of gain left. Now we know what MSTY is and does and the pros and cons. There's a question here. Is MSTY right for you? The MSTY ETF might be a suitable investment for investors who seek enhanced income stream and are comfortable with exposure to MSTR price movement, have a moderate to high risk tolerance, and understand the mechanics of cover call strategy, believe that MSTR's price will experience moderate growth without extreme volatility, and is suitable for investors who are comfortable with the limited upside potential in exchange for income generating. This is an article I thought is important to read. This is a recap of MSTY chart, YieldMax MicroStrategy Option Income Strategy ETF. The price of today is 26.85 and market cap right now is 1.42 billion. This is one of the biggest YieldMax ETF when it comes to asset under management. And 52-week range is between $18.94 to 46.5. So at one point it was almost double the where it was today. And then, of course, total return with a DREP, meaning dividend reinvestment plan, meaning if you put all your money back to the stock, you would have gained 232%, and that equates to a 279.74 annual return. Total return with no DREP, it's 167. Dividend increase, of course, has declined from what they used to pay because they paid a little bit more and they paid less recently. These two charts, one represent yield versus how much they've paid, and the second one represent the price movement. Here, the red one represents yield, and the green represent dividend they've paid. So if you look at the yield curve, they paid way above the yield curve, and then it went down. In November, they paid a little bit higher, and last distribution they pay lower than the yield curve midline. All in all, it fluctuates. The price started at about $20 and now it's at 26, but at one point it was almost 45. I just want to keep you an update on the MSTY for investors who are thinking about investing in this ETF. That's knowledge you should know, and I thought it's very important because this ETF has been nominated one of the best new ETFs from ETF.com. As always, if you like this content, please smash the like button, and to receive this type of update, please consider subscribing. Let me know, what do you think about MSTY? Are you investing in MSTY? Are you thinking of investing in this ETF? Thank you very much for watching. Till we meet again next video. Bye bye.